Hi, everyone. I wanted to come on live just for a few minutes to talk about prescription strength keto. What do I mean by prescription strength keto? Well, it really means keto before all of the craziness that you see out there. It means keto in the way that people have done keto before there were drinks labeled keto and keto ice cream. And anyway, so I wanted to just talk about the keto that I know about, which is the prescription strength keto. In my clinic at Duke University, I'm constantly seeing people who are confused, who are thinking they're doing the right thing, and it's not working. So you want to be sure that you learn from the right people about keto. And what I call prescription strength keto is something that's used in a clinic that pretty much works all the time. I mean, it has to work all the time. So in my office, people come to me, they want it to work. So anyway, I wanted to just share a few things that are different from what I typically teach and what people are learning on the internet now, what we call internet keto. And it's keto drinks, it's keto foods. So here are the top things that are different from what I teach. And at the end, I'm going to bring you up to speed on our latest class that's now open for enrollment. But before that, the main thing I see today is people are getting tripped up by keto junk foods. Yeah, keto junk foods. People come in not knowing, of course, they hear the term keto, and they go to the store and see keto this, keto that. It might be keto ice cream, it might be keto bread, it might be keto cookies. No. So what we teach, prescription strength keto, is real food keto. I guess that's how you would say it to first distinguish from what so many people are learning today. Now, I'm not sure who advised the industry, the processed food industry, to make these keto products that really aren't keto. So be careful. You can get tripped up by choosing keto products. In fact, when we teach you, we say stay away from products, or be very careful. Be sure to evaluate the way we teach you. I'll teach you how to do that in just a moment. Be sure to evaluate any kind of keto branded food out there, even if it just says great for keto diets, because most of them are not things I would want you to have when I teach you how to do prescription strength keto. And I have to say, over the last year, that's changed. This first thing that I talk about has changed. If you watch my older videos, these keto junk foods weren't available. So I didn't really talk about them as things you want to stay away from. Remember, I'm in the clinic, I'm in the office in real time, in the real world, seeing what people do. And I teach them based on that. We also teach people over the internet for those who can't make it to my office. The first thing you need to know then, after don't have keto junk food, is protein comes first. Yes, even on a keto diet, you've heard that it's all about ketones, it's all about fat, it's all about this, you have to hit your fat macros. Nope, that's not true. Keto means keto metabolism, means fat burning. It doesn't mean you have to eat ketones and eat fat. Protein comes first. So any nutritious, sound program that has been tested, evaluated, and studied, and approved and recommended by reputable sources starts with protein. Protein comes first. I've heard it in different words now. Protein forward kind of diet. Protein prioritization. Protein comes first. And you know the simple reason why? We're made of protein. We're made of protein, not fruit, not rice, not bread. So anyway, if you come to the clinic, I'll write out from your body composition what you're made of. We test it right there on a machine, and you'll see that you're when you come in, you're mostly protein and fat and water. Now the combination or the how much fat is changes from person to person. Someone recently came in and said, "Oh right, we're 70% fat." Well, 70% water, because the teaching is humans are 70% water. No, that's if you're lean. So most people come into me, they're kind of shocked to see that their body composition is first protein, then fat, and then in third place is water. It's not the most likely thing that you'll see because you have so much fat, you're carrying that around, your energy store. So anyway, we're made of protein. Protein comes first. That's the essence of any sound nutritional program that you want to do for forever or even for an extended period of time. So the second thing to get into ketosis or for a keto diet, become a fat burner, is to limit the carbs. You want to keep the carbs down to a level where your body starts accessing its fat store, like taking food out of the pantry. It has to take the storage form of energy from your body because you're not allowing it to burn carbs anymore. You lower the carbs down, your body automatically burns fat. Automatic. It's such a brilliant mechanism to become a fat burner and to lose weight. Just don't eat carbs. Everybody becomes everyone becomes a fat burner when they don't eat carbs after 1 or 2 days, because we all store fat on our body, and that's what we access, and that's what we start burning. It occurred to me not so long ago that when my phone said, should I go into safe mode when it was low on energy, that when your body goes into ketosis, it's really going into safe mode, not self-destruct mode. Think about what phone would be manufactured with my energy is low, should I go into self-destruct mode? So when I see doctors and dietitians get all upset about ketosis, they're worried about ketoacidosis, which this is not. And they're not talking about what we're talking about, which is the safe mode. You're burning your own body fat. Everybody does it if there's no food for 1 or 2 days. Even the most staunch anti-keto people will be really glad that their body can burn fat and be in ketosis if they can't get access to food for a day or 2. We all do it. And think of it as the safe mode that the body goes into metabolism when you don't have access to food or to carbs. So anyway, protein comes first. Keep the carbs low. Your body automatically goes into ketosis. That's the way we teach it anyway. So when you limit the carbs, a big trip up factor, I think probably a year ago, the most important thing I mentioned is use total carbs, not net. And now I talk about don't have keto junk foods because these have now hit the stores. But so don't use the net carb calculation, which subtracts out the fiber and the sugar alcohols. Prescription strength keto uses total carb. And just that change from net carbs to total carbs can be the difference between something that's not working and working. So the devil's in the details. If you have a tough metabolism, that is. Now most people come to prescription strength keto and they sail right through, and they have no problems. They don't even have the keto flu, which you've heard about or not, and we talk about that in our classes, how to reduce your chances of getting it, and if you do, what to do about it. But so use total carbs, not net. That's, again, basic teaching that's gone on in the keto world. Used to be called low carb, high fat, LCHF. Used to be called the first phase of the Atkins diet, the first phase of South Beach. It used to be called protein power. These are all books that were around when I got into this 25 years ago, when I started learning about it. The next most likely thing that trips up people without learning the correct way from the get-go is too much fat, too many calories, too much dairy. I put them all in the same category because these are too many calories. Yeah. So actually, You can eat too many calories on a keto diet so that you don't lose your keto, your fat. So let me say that again. Yes, you can eat too many calories, too much fat, too much dairy, too much cheese, too much mayonnaise, so that your body burns the fat that you eat and doesn't have to access that fat store that you've had there. So I think of the fat burning and the fat access, losing weight, as two different things now. And I've incorporated that in my teaching, that you want to think of these two things separately. That the fat burning can happen by you not eating carbs, but the weight loss might not be occurring because you're not eating less automatically. Usually happens automatically, but it doesn't all the time. There's a lot of habit eating, gratuitous eating, there's social eating, there's times when everyone else is eating and so you just eat when you really don't need it. So fat burning and drawing upon your fat store are really two different things. And eating too much fat in the form of dairy, mayonnaise, cheese, big offender there. Even milk has sugar. In fact, skim milk is the worst. It's like everything has been flipped upside down from when I was a kid. I thought skim milk was best. In fact, I remember kind of cutting the real milk with skim milk half and half in order to get off the real milk onto the skim milk. It was so bad at first, but that's how we were taught, right? The next item that trips up a lot of people needlessly is they're stuck on the idea they need expensive, super clean, organic food that it becomes then just too hard to maintain. Even then you might feel like you have to meal prep every week with all this stuff and have it all ready so that, God forbid you would drive in through a drive-through and have a McDonald's burger without the bun. No, I think that's fine. So don't be too obsessed with the idea that you have to have super clean food all the time. This makes it needlessly complicated and very hard for a lot of people to maintain. So keep it simple. Simplicity is the key to making it sustainable. So you want to learn a system that tells you the basics, what you need to know, what things are kind of optional here and there. If you learn from influencers who don't tell you which things are most important, you're going to think you have to do the whole thing. And when you can't do the entire thing anymore, you just drop it. And then you go back to eating those carbs that are delicious and addictive and that got you in the problem in the first place. I've heard that story many, many a time. It's the food environment that we're living with that we're trying to keep you away from. The processed food, sugar mainly. Finally, then I'll let you go. The mindset I work on, I don't always mention it at the first visit or second visit, but you get it in the course, get into the class. And that is, you don't have to eat breakfast if you're not hungry, like you've been taught all your life. You don't have to be a member of the Clean Plate Club and have everything cleaned off your plate. So these things we learned as children, I help you remind you, you're no longer a child. We don't have to follow those rules anymore. In fact, that's part of the problem of how we got into this place in this problem in the first place. All of these kinds of children of the Depression teaching their children that food, you have to eat it because it's scarce and you need it. Well, now that's become a problem. We have too much food, and I have to teach people to unlearn the 3 meals and 2 snacks a day. That's as silly as driving around town in your car that's full of gas and you fill up every few hours. You top off your gas tank. What a waste of time. I mean, especially if you already have the food carried around, stored in your body in the form of fat. The idea that you need to keep fueling throughout the day is really nonsense. Now, in the program I teach, you don't have to fast. You don't have to have time-delimited eating. We teach a more flexible version where you listen to your body. You might eat every hour at first if your body is telling you that. But those basic principles of no keto junk food, protein comes first, keep the carbs super low, total, not net, there is a limit on high calorie items like fat and dairy. You don't have to have expensive, clean, super clean, organic, expensive foods to make this difficult. Learn a system that is simple, easy. We can do that for you. So our class, Keto Made Simple, at adaptyourlifeacademy.com is open right now for enrollment, or you get enrolled, and the enrollment is closing on Monday. The reason we do that is we bring in a class, a cohort of people, and then we teach you and support you for 3 weeks. In my clinical experience now, I hate to say it, it's kind of embarrassing in some ways, for over 25 years, if you include the research I've done. I've taught people how to do low-carb diets in all walks of life. People who have all the money in the world can't get it under control. People who have no money and actually have to get assistance for food, or only go to fast food, or have no time to cook. This is all fine. And we explain that in the Keto Made Simple Masterclass at adaptyourlifeacademy.com. And that first 3 weeks is important to get you over the hurdle, that initial inertia, to get you the right training. But then we follow you and support you 24/7 with administrators who've gone through it on their own. We have the best administrators on earth, in my opinion, because they've lived this, they've learned it, and they've helped thousands of other people do it now over the internet. So we've expanded our clinical experience, which was based on the research that we published, based on the clinical doctors who were using this before the year 2000. I don't know of any keto product or keto supplement that adds value to what we teach without all of those things. And I'll be the first one to tell you, buy my keto product if there is one that's worthy of me saying that. No, the easiest way to do it is to not purchase special things, not purchase special foods. Let's meet you where you are and help you along your journey from where you're starting. And it's amazing how simple it can be when you get down to the brass tacks. A car, well, you have to have wheels and an axle and a chassis. It could be really fancy, it could be really simple. So that's how you can do a keto lifestyle, either really simple or really fancy. Things get difficult. We teach you how to eat during the holidays, or when there's no time, when the relatives come to town and the mother-in-law is pushing food onto you. So we've handled people in all sorts of situations. That first 3 weeks is included in the class, which is videos and PDFs, and because we want to help you in real time as you're making that transition, either for the first time or the second time or the 10th time. I kind of think of teaching people to do this like teaching someone to learn to ride a bike. Most commonly, people don't get it the first time. It's okay. Most people don't ride the bike the first time. So patience, support, teaching what's most important, and helping in real time is what we do in the Keto Made Simple Masterclass at adaptyourlifeacademy.com. You can sign up now and join us in our this will be our 11th class that we've given on the internet. So we've learned a lot along the way. Things change, and the most important thing today is don't eat that keto junk food. Look at the total carbs. In fact, some of the products are low in total carbs, and they don't have keto on the name. So beware. I know of some wraps that are truly low in carbs, and they don't even say keto in the brand name of those wraps or the other substitution types of foods. So I hope that's helpful. I hope to see you in the Keto Made Simple Masterclass that's coming up. Enrollment closes on Monday, October 7th. So that's this coming Monday, October 7th. If I can just take a few questions here. Let me, hello, yeah, hi everybody. It's great to see. All right, yeah, it's great. Another person calls it faux keto. Faux keto meaning not the real prescription strength. That's a great way to say it. And rebooting. We just came off a 7-day keto challenge, which we had over 1,000 people signed up. It was great, and a lot of those people are coming into the class after the keto challenge. And let's see. Okay. Doing the keto, yeah. So I don't see any big questions here tonight. Let's see, what's the significant? Well, there was a question about what's the success rate? If you do it, it's 100%. So, and I don't mean to be cheeky about that. A lot of people come into this not thinking it's going to work, or they give it a wimpy try. So kind of like riding a bike. Just about everyone can ride a bike if you stick with it and learn how to do it. We've done a few surveys, and again, the selection bias is not fair. If someone comes to my clinic as an obesity medicine doctor, they're seeking out help for a problem that they can't handle on their own. But when I learned about this from people who did it on their own. They read books and they didn't need the doctor. So today, if someone comes to the obesity medicine practice, my practice, we've done samples where we take 100 people in a row, see how they're doing at a year. And it's about 50% of people who are staying on the program at a year, which is comparable to just about any sort of program like this if you're doing it for weight loss or diabetes reversal. But have no doubt, if you're not having to come off medications, and I do that all the time, you don't need a doctor to do this. If you're on medicines, yeah, I want you to see a doctor to help you. Your doctor can help you come off the medicine safely. But it's not 100% in the real world. People get tugged back to carbohydrates, to sugar. I mean, to me, it's clearly an addictive process for most people. It's even not I love. I can't live without. I mean, this. Yes, you can actually. The withdrawal is pretty fast. But so the success rate, of course, is variable, and I don't know of any program that really has 100% success. Let me say, there was a program in Durham that I worked at, residential program. People came to town, they stayed for a month. Even then, not everyone did it. They were paying. You can come to programs where you pay thousands of dollars a week, and then even then, people don't follow it 100%. We're dealing with an addiction for most people. Let's see. Mike says, should you trim fat from the meat or eat it? Well, you eat the way you want it. If you like the fat, eat the fat. So let's see. I bet that's not what you expected. So it can be really different for different people how to follow this, and that's what we like to do, is personalize it, customize it for your lifestyle, what you like. Someone recently came in and I said, I don't like red meat. I don't want to eat red meat. I said, that's fine. Don't eat red meat. In that protein section, there's poultry, there's fish, there are eggs. In fact, she said, I could be a pescivore. Can I do keto if I'm a pescivore? I said, yes. Remember? Keto. No keto junk foods. Protein comes first. Keep the carbs super low. Now, I'm more secure in the nutritional value of my patients if they're eating animal sourced products. Just there's better nutrition. They're complete proteins. And then I don't worry about fatty acid deficiency either. So, but you can do this in a wide variety of ways. We looked up recently, a student of mine, there are 1 billion vegetarians. Well, okay, you can actually cut the carbs down and be keto or almost keto, reverse diabetes, lose weight, even if you're vegetarian, even if you're omnivorean or even carnivore. So all these can work. Great. Well, I guess the last question I see here is the use of artificial or non-sugar sweeteners, because some aren't artificial, stevia, for example. I use them and I recommend them, at least in the short run, to get people off of sugar. And that's part of the practicality of dealing with people who've had sugar all their lives, and it's almost as addictive as cigarette smoking could be for them. So to get them off of sugar, I allow them to satisfy the sweet cravings with artificial or non-sugar sweeteners. In the long run, is it helpful or healthy or harmful? I don't think we really know. There have been recent studies about aspartame, and they're really kind of, again, it's the weak science that's being overgeneralized to say things are bad when the science really isn't strong enough to say that Diet Coke is bad. Now, if you're worried about it, there's no need to have Diet Coke or diet sodas. Don't have them. And we don't make the mistake of telling you what you need to eat exactly. We teach you the basis of what the science says, and then you choose what you want. And you don't have to have bacon. You don't have to have diet soda. But I do allow for that, allow people to have that, at least initially, to get them off sugar, definitely. It's really helpful, actually. So just again, the Keto Made Simple Masterclass is open now for enrollment, and we bring people into a private social media Facebook group so that we can support you over 3 weeks. The course itself is video and PDF of the video based. So there's content that you watch on video, slides with me talking, me teaching, as if you were in a room with me with slides. You watch those, you take a little quiz of the highlights of what we think are most important, and then you also can practically get started. We give you the exact keto food list to start out with. We give you ideas of how to cook and how to make things either in a simple way or a complicated way. We even have a course on the mindset of talking about laboratory tests, the old way and the new way to look at cholesterol. So we're trying to prepare you not only to get started experientially in that 3 weeks, but give you the information then that you can refer to. You get access to the course forever. So you can come back and print out the PDF or the part on how to talk to your doctor if you need it months later. So you have access to all of that for forever. But we've had a great experience, and the feedback we get is just, truly life-changing and amazing, which is, it's not necessarily me, it's the information, it's the diet change. And what we teach goes back to 1860. So it's been around a long time, still works today. So my pleasure to talk to you, and I wish you all the best. I hope to see you in the course.